Here's another oak for us today. Quercus berberidifolia. I think you just call it scrub oak, is maybe scrub white oak is a common name. And this is another white oak. It's got evergreen leaves, and it has very strong serrations. They're irregular, spine-tipped. The underside of the leaf is that same matte bluish green. And you can see it has acorns on it, so it's definitely a shrub. The acorn caps have the kind of warty protuberances like a white oak should. And the bark is kind of light colored and a little flaky as it gets older. You can see some of this stems down there. So what can you confuse this with? Well, we learned another scrub oak earlier in the day, Quercus dorata, which is a relative of this guy. But the Quercus dorata, remember, had taco folded leaves that were very strongly cupped. Sorry, they weren't really taco folded. They were just really strongly cupped, rolled over edges. And these are not. These are flat, but just strongly serrated. And then we learned other tree oaks that had deciduous leaves that were white oaks, but this one is an evergreen oak. You could possibly confuse this with Quercus chrysolepis, which can be have serrated leaves like this as well. But Quercus chrysolepis has a real kind of powdery white surface on the underside, whereas this does not. It just has that kind of bluish green matte surface that doesn't reflect the light. Quercus berberidifolia lives in lowland California, kind of from the Bay Area, maybe a little bit into Sonoma and Mendocino County, down towards Southern California. But as it gets into kind of the Santa Barbara area and south, going into Ventura County, its berberidifolia gets replaced by a bunch of other kind of scrub oaks that are only living in Southern California. So to sum up, this is a shrub oak. It is got evergreen leaves that are very spiky margined. They're not rolled over though, and they're not particularly hairy either, which Quercus dorata was very hairy. And they have that matte kind of bluish green underside. Quercus berberidifolia. Hi, I'm back, and I'm just a few meters away from the tree that I marked that I just taught you, Quercus berberidifolia. And I just wanted to point out this one because this is also Quercus berberidifolia, and they can be small trees. They can be trees that are, 6, 10 feet tall, but they never get to be like a really, really large tree. They can be shrubs like that with acorns, or they can be small trees like this with acorns. And if it is a small tree like this, and you want to identify it, feel the leaves, feel how thick they are. These are definitely evergreen leaves, so it can't be a blue oak. And it's not Quercus chrysolepis either, because it doesn't have that powdery underside. And when we'll look at more Quercus chrysolepis too, and you'll see that they have kind of a much more either a mixture of entire and toothed leaves generally, and the leaves are more kind of regularly serrated. Then these are very irregularly serrated. So definitely can be a little confusing, but the other thing to look at in this small tree is the light color flaky bark. It can help you get to convincing yourself that this is a white oak. Okay. Cut.
No,
All right, check out the bark.